you holding up? Mom told me you're frozen stiff right now with anxiety.
Ugh, seriously? Why does she have to share everything with you?
Oh, come on, I asked. She mentioned you're meeting his parents tomorrow, so I checked in to see how you're doing.
I mean, how do you think I'm doing? I trust him, of course. I love him. But I've never met his parents before. It's a whole new level of pressure.
I get it. It takes me back, honestly. I was a nervous wreck before meeting Adam's family, too. Even though they turned out to be sweethearts, I was still shaking the whole drive over.
Yeah, but your situation was a bit easier, wasn't it? His family was warm and casual. My fiancé's parents are something else entirely. His dad runs Cherry Manufacturing, that mid-sized company with all the real estate holdings in the area. I mean, I'm basically going to have dinner with the CEO and his wife. I can't mess this up.
You're overthinking. I know your brain is stuck in work mode again, analyzing every angle. Just forget about business for one day, okay? This isn't a job interview. It's just a family introduction, that's all.
I know, but still.
If they raised a good guy, they're probably good people too. Take a breath. Stand tall. You've got this, little sis.
Felix, what the hell just happened? I came to your house to greet your family like we planned, to introduce myself properly, and your father threw a bucket of water on me. You didn't even try to stop him. Can someone please explain what that was about?
You think a woman from some single mother household is fit to marry into a family of business owners? That was a lesson! Now that you're soaked, maybe you finally understand your place. Take the hint and disappear. Trash like you has no place near my son.
What are you even saying?
Don't bother crying to my son either. I already confiscated his phone. I know exactly how people like you think. Always scheming, always looking for a way in. You came here hoping to trap him with charm and a sad backstory. Pathetic.
So you are Felix's father then? Good, at least now I know who to hold accountable. Since you're here, let's talk about today. You owe me an explanation for your behavior.
An explanation? That's rich coming from a bottom feeder. No explanation needed. You're poor, you're uneducated, and your family's status is garbage. You showed up thinking this was some Cinderella story? Wake up! You're not welcome here.
So this is about me being from a single-parent household? That's it? You're judging my entire worth based on that?
Not just judging, but condemning it! Women from homes like yours don't belong in families like mine! I'm sure your mother was just some failure of a woman who got left behind, and you, a product of failure. Why on earth would my son marry someone like you?
You have no idea what you're talking about. Felix knows exactly why I was raised by a single mother. My father died of cancer when I was young. And my mother, she worked her entire life to raise me and my brother with nothing but love and strength. She gave everything so we could have a future. How dare you reduce her to trash? You don't get to insult her like that. I won't allow it. Take it back.
Take it back? From you? I don't owe trash anything. Let that sink in.
You'll regret this. You didn't just insult me today. You declared war on my family. And we may not have money or a company name behind us, but we have pride. And more importantly, we have each other. I hope you're ready for what's coming.
You can gather all the trash you want into one big pile, but it'll never compete with someone like me. You're out of your league. Stop pretending otherwise. You look pathetic.
Fine, then I'll leave. But know this, when everything crumbles around you, I won't lift a finger to help. You brought this on yourself.
Hey, Ruth, were you nervous yesterday? did the introduction go okay? Honestly, once those formal greetings get started, they usually work themselves out. They're more like handing over a gift than anything else. Nothing to stress over.
The engagement was called off.
Wait, what? Did you mean it the other way around? Like the engagement was finalized, right? Please tell me that was a typo.
No, the wedding is off. I called it off.
You're serious? You said that twice now. What the hell happened?
It's kind of a long story.
I'm all ears. You'd better not hold back. You're kidding me! Wait, no, you're not. Oh my god! Are you actually telling me that you went over there for a respectful introduction and his father insulted you over your family background and then threw water on you and kicked you out?
That's pretty much exactly what happened.
That is absolutely disgusting! I can't believe it. They didn't even try to hear your story or give you a chance. Just jumped to conclusions because we were raised by a single mom? That's not just rude, it's barbaric! People might say that older generations still have outdated views about single-parent families, but there's still a basic standard of decency. How is throwing water on someone ever okay? How's Mom doing?
She was really shaken. She kept apologizing to me over and over, saying it was her fault. She was crying for hours, and honestly, I wanted to cry too. Seeing her feel like she had shamed me just broke something inside me.
Hold on, I'm calling my husband now. We're going to the house tonight. I'll be there soon.
Thank you, Izzy.
You don't have to thank me. You're my sister. This whole thing is just beyond words. No one should have to go through something like this, especially not you. You said earlier the engagement was off, but it wasn't their family who called it off, right? You ended it?
Yeah. After I was finally able to get in touch with him, I asked him to explain everything. He did apologize for not being there, but then he said maybe his father was right. He said I probably couldn't understand his father's perspective because I wasn't educated enough. That I was taking things too emotionally because I didn't grow up around people like them.
Oh my god! That guy's not just spineless, but trash!
I thought I knew who he was, but if he honestly believes throwing water on me was somehow justified, that a person's worth can be measured by their background, that's not someone I can build a life with, so I ended it. And now I'm just sitting here wondering what I was even doing. I brought all of this pain into our family. I thought I was doing something good.
Ruth, no. Don't you dare blame yourself for this. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You've worked so hard your whole life for Mom and for yourself. You always kept your grades up, even when you had to skip outings because we couldn't afford them. You took out loans so you wouldn't burden Mom, and you graduated with honors. You came to work for my company and gave it your all while everyone there loves working with you. You're smart, strong, and compassionate. You're my pride and joy as a sister. And anyone who can look at you and call you trash, I don't care how rich or powerful they are, they're beneath us. I'll crush them if I have to, company and all.
I actually already declared war, figuratively speaking.
You did? You really are my sister. That's what I love to hear.
I just couldn't sit there and let him talk about us that way. Insulting me was one thing, but when he insulted Mom, when he said her love and sacrifices meant nothing because she didn't have money or a husband, I snapped. I told him he wasn't just insulting a daughter of a single mom, rather, he was insulting a woman who built a life with nothing, and that by extension, he insulted you too. I'm sorry if I dragged you into this.
Dragged me into this? Ruth, no. They started this. They're the ones who picked a fight with our family. And you know our rule, right? If someone picks a fight with us, we fight back. That's how we were raised.
Is it true that you work for one of the subsidiaries of the Toyo Group?
I'm sorry, but I don't recognize this number. Who is this?
We met yesterday! Don't pretend you don't know who I am!
Oh, wait, are you Felix's father?
Yes, exactly! Now answer me, do you work for a subsidiary of Toyo Group or not?
Wow, is that how you usually speak to people when you're asking a question? That arrogance really shines through. But fine, since you asked so politely, yes, I do work at one of Toyo Group's subsidiaries. Now the real question is, why do you know that?
I asked my son!
Let me guess. You wanted to find out what kind of shady company would dare employ someone from a single-parent household, right? Trying to dig for an excuse to cut ties with us as a vendor? Sounds exactly like something you'd do.
No, not exactly. I was just curious, that's all.
Curious? About where someone you called trash works? How thoughtful of you. Such refined curiosity. I'm honored.
Look, let me make this clear. Don't go running to your company and reporting anything strange. If you spread any rumors, I'll sue you for defamation.
Ah, right. You're the president of Cherry Manufacturing, aren't you? And your company's biggest and most critical business partner just so happens to be Toyo Group. Funny how that works.
What?
Oh, and don't worry, your little tantrum has already reached the ears of our executive team.
What are you talking about? Who told them?
Me. I told them, because I'm the vice president of that subsidiary.
What?
Would you like to see my business card? I'm sure it'll be difficult for you to process. After all, the girl you humiliated, the bottom-feeding child of a single mother, is actually someone above you professionally. Take your time. These realizations tend to sting.
No, that's impossible! Even if you somehow got the job by dumb luck, there's no way someone like you became vice president! You'd need education, experience, you'd need credentials!
Harvard, class of 2014, full honors.
Harvard? That can't be!
I watched my mom struggle every single day to raise us. She skipped meals to make sure we had enough. I studied like my life depended on it because it did. I knew that if I got into Harvard, it would open doors not just for me, but for her too.
No way! There's no way someone from a single-parent home could...
You keep saying that like it's some cosmic impossibility. Yes, statistically, poverty and struggle go hand in hand with single-parent households, but that doesn't make us inferior. And let me remind you, there are plenty of people with money who lack class, respect, and basic decency. People like you.
I didn't know! I didn't know you worked for that company!
So what? You think that would have made it okay to throw water on me if I were jobless? Or if I worked in retail? You think your behavior is only wrong because I turned out to be someone important? That's your logic?
I didn't mean it like that!
You meant it exactly like that. You threw a bucket of water on me like I was garbage. You degraded my mother, called me unworthy of your son, and labeled my entire family as bottom feeders. And now you're suddenly scrambling because the nobody you insulted turned out to hold power over your largest business contract.
Please, let's not escalate this. You don't need to tell the CEO, do you? This could ruin everything for me!
Too late. The CEO has already been informed. I gave them a full report.
No! Please, Ruth, you have to reconsider! This is going to destroy me!
I asked you yesterday, are you sure you want to make enemies of my family? You mocked that question, but now here we are. So yeah, he's completely panicking now. Serves him right, doesn't it? Funny how Mr. CEO is losing his cool now that the tables have turned.
Well, Well, it's family business after all. Nothing stays hidden from me for long. I bet it never crossed his mind that the older sister of the single mother girl he insulted was actually a CEO. He looked down on us so much he couldn't even imagine it.
Honestly, you're incredible. I still can't believe how far you've come.
Don't exaggerate. A truly great entrepreneur builds something huge on her own. All I managed to do was grow my company enough to become a subsidiary of a major group. That's it.
That's still amazing. Let's not forget, your husband is an executive at Toyo Group, so technically you're both major players now.
True, though it gets a little awkward seeing him across the table during those painfully stiff executive meetings. But you know what? We got lucky. There's another board meeting coming up in 3 days. I plan to formally recommend that we review our contract with Cherry Manufacturing.
Do you really think it'll go through?
I'm not pushing this out of personal revenge. I'll be presenting findings from our internal audit that reveal major quality control issues at Cherry. It's solid.
Wait, they have actual problems?
Thanks to you, we might be able to cut ties with a toxic business and clean house at the same time.
Izzy, how did the board meeting go?
Honestly? It was nerve-wracking, but it went really well. I hadn't done a full presentation with slides and data in a while, so I'm exhausted. But it was worth it.
You were amazing, I'm sure. So, what happened? Were they convinced?
They were. It turns out Cherry Manufacturing has been slipping up for a while now. There's been a noticeable increase in product defects over the past quarter, and we've been getting more complaints from our clients about it. But that's not all. Remember that strange incident with their financial disclosures last month? It made me suspicious, so I started digging. Turns out, they've also been covering up multiple employee complaints about workplace harassment. Some of it dates back years.
Honestly, it makes sense. If the guy is unhinged enough to throw a bucket of water on someone he just met, it's not hard to imagine he's been abusive toward his own employees too. So, what did the board decide?
We voted to scale back all major dealings with Cherry effective immediately. The misconduct was just too extensive to ignore. And if we were able to uncover this much in just a short preliminary review, imagine what's hiding beneath the surface. So we're launching an emergency audit. It'll be voluntary, of course, but refusing to cooperate would raise even more red flags.
Considering we're their biggest client, they really can't afford to say no.
Exactly. He looked down on us for being raised by a single mom. Well, now it's our turn to hit back using every tool we have.
What the hell is going on? We just received a formal audit notice from Toyo Group. They know we can't afford to say no, and they're exploiting that. Did you say something to them? Did you feed them lies about us?
I wouldn't know. I'm no longer associated with your family or your company. The engagement was officially called off, so we're strangers now, and I don't bring my personal life into the workplace. That said, since your son has apparently blocked me, I'd appreciate it if you could pass along a message. The compensation for the broken engagement is overdue. Please remind him to submit the payment as soon as possible.
Compensation? What the hell are you talking about now?
The engagement was broken off because of what happened during the visit to your home. You remember that, don't you? I showed up to greet you respectfully, and you doused me with a bucket of water. Later, your son told me that I deserved it because I lacked class or education. I was deeply hurt by both the act and the words. That emotional damage is what the compensation is for.
That's outrageous! No one told me anything about this!
That's probably because, despite being his father, you weren't involved in the private legal process. This was a personal matter between Felix and me, and since the claim was made directly to him, he likely didn't feel the need to involve you. Though I'd argue it should concern you, especially since he's your hand-picked successor to run Cherry Manufacturing one day.
You think I don't already have enough on my plate with the company being dragged into an audit? Now my own son's caught up in this mess too! How did it even come to this?
How indeed. But asking me won't get you the answer you're looking for. After all, according to you, I'm just an uneducated lower-class product of a single mother. What would I know about corporate integrity or personal accountability?
This is getting out of control! You've crossed the line!
No. You crossed the line the moment you threw water on someone who came to your home in good faith. You crossed it again when you insulted my family, dismissed my upbringing, and tried to crush our dignity. Now you're just experiencing the consequences of the choices you made.
So that's what this is? Revenge?
Call it what you want, but I didn't ask for this fallout. I simply stood my ground. You're the one who mocked me, underestimated me, and now, because the nobody you humiliated turned out to have more power than you expected, you're scrambling.
You're blowing things out of proportion! It was just a misunderstanding!
A misunderstanding? You humiliated me publicly, condoned it as deserved, and then acted surprised when there were repercussions. That's not a misunderstanding.
I didn't know you were so high up in Toyo Group! If I had known, none of this would have happened!
Exactly. You would have acted with basic decency only if I had something you respected, not because it was the right thing to do. And that tells me everything I need to know about you.
You can't possibly understand what it's like trying to keep a business afloat in times like these!
Actually, I can. I'm vice president of a major division, so yes, I understand quite well. The difference is, I treat people with respect regardless of who they are. You might want to try that sometime.
This is a disaster! This isn't how it was supposed to go! Why is everything falling apart? It's all your fault, you cursed woman! You're a walking disaster!
That's a pretty harsh accusation. Isn't the real issue your company's lack of internal oversight? The audit revealed numerous quality control issues at Cherry Manufacturing. With results like that, it was only natural for the CEO to freeze the new project that was supposed to rely on your parts. You can't seriously blame me for that.
That project was huge! Now that it's frozen, we're talking massive financial losses! You did this out of spite! You couldn't handle getting water thrown on you, so now you're trying to bring down my company!
Let's be clear, your company was deemed a risk to us. The decision wasn't made out of emotion, but based on what the data showed. Honestly, I had no idea your internal controls were so bad that it would trigger a full audit. All I did was report your personal behavior to the CEO. If that report reflected poorly on you, maybe the issue lies in what you actually did.
What did you even say in that report? You probably twisted everything and lied through your teeth.
You seem to be under the impression that I acted alone. I didn't.
What?
After what you did to me, I had a gut feeling that your behavior might not be limited to that one incident. So we did a deeper investigation. And guess what? We received multiple statements from your own employees and several business partners. All of them described a consistent pattern. You've been condescending, verbally abusive, even discriminatory. That was enough to make the CEO question whether someone like you should even be leading a company we do business with. Add that to the audit results, and well, cutting ties became the obvious decision. Now tell me again, how exactly is this my fault?
Well, you must have twisted their words somehow!
Even if I wanted to lie, I can't forge signed testimony from multiple sources. What's more, many companies in our network share these kinds of internal reports. This won't stay contained. Don't be surprised if other clients start pulling out of deals with you too.
No, this can't be happening. You've completely ruined us. Do you have any idea what you've done?
No, Bernie, you ruined your company. All I did was shine a light on what was already there. Your actions, your attitude, your abuse of power, that's what led to this. Someone with your superior upbringing and refined education should understand the value of reputation, right?
President, please, I'm begging you to hear me out!
Excuse me, but who is this?
I'm Bernie, the CEO of Cherry Manufacturing.
Ah, so you're that Bernie. How did you get this number?
I reached out through mutual contacts and pulled a few strings. I had to find a way to speak with you because it's urgent. Please, this can't wait.
If it was that important, wouldn't it have been more appropriate to schedule an appointment through proper channels and over text?
I couldn't speak about this at the company. I needed to contact you discreetly. Please, trust me. Everything that's happened with Cherry Manufacturing recently, it's all because of your vice president. She's the one who orchestrated it.
Oh, and what exactly are you suggesting?
Surely you've been misled! I'm guessing you weren't aware, but she comes from a broken home, raised by a single mother! Emotionally unstable, vindictive. When I refused to approve her marriage to my son, she began spreading lies, twisting facts, and poisoning your company against us!
So, just to clarify, you're claiming that our vice president has been acting out of personal revenge?
Exactly! That's the truth! I know it may sound extreme, but I assure you she has manipulated the situation to make us look like the bad guys!
I see. Well, I don't believe that for a second.
What? But Mrs. President, you've been deceived! You didn't even know she came from a single-parent home, did you? If you had, you would have never allowed someone like that to hold such a high-ranking position!
Actually, I've been fully aware of her background from the beginning. And let me make one thing perfectly clear. Everything that's happened over the past several weeks was carried out under my directive.
What?
It was I who raised the concerns about your company's quality control issues during our executive board meeting. It was I who reviewed the employee testimonies about harassment, intimidation, and misconduct. It was I who made the call to freeze the joint project. And it was I who proposed the formal termination of our contract with Cherry Manufacturing. The decision was unanimously approved by our board just a few days ago.
No! No, this can't be! Why would you go that far?
Because your actions as a business leader were reckless, unethical, and beneath the standards of any company we choose to associate with. Let's be honest, Cherry Manufacturing's reputation in the industry has been shaky for years. The audit didn't create the problem. It merely confirmed what many of us already suspected. If anything, this outcome was inevitable. You just accelerated it.
But now we've lost our biggest client! Our credibility is ruined! If this keeps going, the company might collapse entirely! Please, you have to do something! Help us recover! I'm begging you!
You want help now, after throwing water on a potential daughter-in-law in front of your household? After belittling a woman for her upbringing and then accusing her of orchestrating your downfall? After running your company like a personal kingdom instead of a professional institution?
I made a mistake, I admit it, but this is too much punishment!
What you're facing now isn't punishment, it's accountability. Actions have consequences, Bernie. You should know that better than anyone. Maybe next time, before humiliating someone, you'll stop to consider whether they're the one holding the pen that signs your fate.
Please, anything. I'll apologize. I'll fix it. Just give me a chance to make it right.
You've had plenty of chances. Unfortunately, this isn't about apologies anymore. It's about standards, leadership, and the people we choose to build our future with. Goodbye, Bernie.
Ruth, I want to sincerely apologize for everything that happened recently. If possible, I'd like to do so in person. Would you be willing to come to our home so I can offer my apology properly?
You're asking me to come back to your house? If you're truly sorry, then wouldn't it be more appropriate for you to come to me? That's how apologies usually work from the offending party.
You're right, and I understand how it may seem, but Felix also wishes to apologize to you directly. We thought that since the incident happened in our home, it might be meaningful to offer our apology in the same place, to acknowledge the wrong in the very setting where it occurred.
No, I'm not comfortable with that. I don't want to go back there. How do I know I won't have water thrown at me again?
That will not happen, I swear to you. We deeply regret what happened, and I give you my word, nothing of the sort will ever happen again.
Then my sister will come in my place. That's the compromise I'm willing to offer. If she determines that your apology is genuine and that the environment is safe, then and only then will I consider meeting you. That's the best I can do right now.
Why on earth is the president of Toyo Group at my home? What's going on?
I came because I was invited. You should already know who reached out to me. My sister told me she spoke to you.
Your sister? Wait! No! Don't tell me! It can't be!
Ah, I see you finally put it together. Yes, the woman you insulted, the one you threw water on and called trash for coming from a single-parent household, she's my younger sister. And our mother, whom you also disrespected, is one of the strongest people I know, so allow me to formally introduce myself. I'm Izzy, Executive Board Member at Toyo Group and CEO of our subsidiary, Renegade Corporation, or, as you so eloquently put it, one of those uneducated low-class people from a broken home.
Please, I'm so sorry. I had no idea she was your sister. If I had known, I never would have...
Would never have what? Threw water in her face? Verbally attacked her? Is that your standard for behavior? Only treat people decently if they have status or connections? Let me be perfectly clear. Even if I weren't her sister, your behavior would still be unacceptable. As a company, we will be formally cutting ties with Cherry Manufacturing. Your prejudice that single mothers raise inferior, unworthy children has destroyed your business. Now you get to witness the result of that.
Please, wait, can't we resolve this somehow? I'm begging you!
That's not something you say to me. Those words should have been spoken to my sister and my mother long before things reached this point. You made enemies of our family the moment you drenched my sister in water and mocked everything she stood for. This ending was written the day you chose cruelty over basic humanity.
Hey, did you hear? Bernie's company finally went under. Full-on collapse.
Wow, I can't say I'm surprised. After losing that many clients, especially ones as big as Toyo Group, recovery was going to be nearly impossible. And with all those harassment claims piling up, it was only a matter of time. I heard most of the employees quit at once.
Yeah, it all came crashing down. And get this, Bernie's been sending me apology texts like every day for weeks. I've just been leaving him on red. I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of a reply.
He's been texting you? That man has some nerve. After everything he said to you and about Mom? Unbelievable.
I know, right? Apparently, he stopped recently. Word is, the shock of the company collapse hit him hard and he ended up in the hospital. Stress-induced illness, or so they say.
If he didn't want to fall apart, maybe he shouldn't have built his company on arrogance and abuse. Actions have consequences. Wait, so it didn't go bankrupt exactly?
No, technically not. His son Felix was apparently scrambling to save what he could. He tried to rebuild trust with clients, but the damage was done. They couldn't recover their reputation, so now they're running in some small-town industrial zone on a skeleton staff.
Sounds like poetic justice. Everything settled in a way that makes sense. And honestly, I'm relieved it ended sooner than we expected.
It only wrapped up that quickly because you have such strong credibility in the industry. People trusted your voice when it counted.
Well, I'll admit my position helped, but let's not forget I leaned on my husband's connections too. He opened a few doors that sped things along.
Still, you've done so much. I mean, I wouldn't have even gone to college if it wasn't for you helping out. And Mom, she's finally living without constant financial stress. You've always been the one carrying the family on your back. I think it's time I step up too. I want to support you for once.
Aw, now you're making me tear up a little. But you know what? Your chance to shine might come sooner than you think.
Wait, what do you mean?
I've been thinking about doing something for Mom. A little surprised to thank her for everything she's gone through. I want to send her on a trip. Nothing too crazy, just something peaceful and relaxing. And I was hoping you could help plan it. You're so good at that kind of stuff, and I want it to feel thoughtful and personal.
Absolutely. Consider it done. I owe Mom a lot too, especially after all the stress she endured during the whole engagement mess. Let's make this something she'll never forget. We're going to give her the kind of happiness she's always given us. Felix, after much effort, managed to rebuild the company once. However, due to his own lack of ability and foresight, the company ultimately collapsed. Despite the initial optimism and hope that Felix had in turning things around, his leadership and decisions weren't enough to prevent the inevitable. It was a hard blow, not only for him, but also for everyone involved. The company, which had once seemed full of potential, crumbled under the weight of its failures. Felix had tried his best, but in the end, his efforts fell short. As for Bernie, his health took a significant toll after the collapse of the business. I've heard that he became physically ill, likely from the stress and emotional strain of everything that had happened. Between the pressure from the company's downfall and the weight of his own personal struggles, it's clear that Bernie was pushed to his limits. Felix, on the other hand, was constantly running around, desperately trying to find ways to earn money. He had to focus on repaying the loans he had taken out for the company's recovery, as well as paying the alimony owed to me. His days were filled with work, with no time for anything else. He had become trapped in a cycle of debt and responsibility, struggling to keep everything afloat. It must have been an incredibly difficult time for Felix, and it was hard not to feel some level of sympathy for him. The weight of the financial burden, the personal guilt, and the pressure to keep things going must have been overwhelming, and yet, no matter how much effort he put into trying to make things right, it wasn't enough to undo the damage that had been done. The collapse of the company wasn't just a financial loss, it was a loss of his confidence and his sense of self-worth. Meanwhile, we, on the other hand, were experiencing a very different outcome. Instead of facing financial ruin, we were able to continue expanding our business and growing it into something even more successful. Our efforts were starting to pay off, and we were able to build a stable foundation for the future. We didn't just focus on profit, we focused on making a difference in the world. One of the initiatives that we took pride in was the creation of a system aimed at supporting students from single-parent households. It was something that meant a lot to me, as I knew firsthand how difficult it could be to get an education while facing financial hardships. This system was designed to provide opportunities for those who might have otherwise been overlooked or excluded. We wanted to break down the barriers of prejudice and discrimination that many students faced, especially those who came from less privileged backgrounds. Our goal was to ensure that every student, regardless of their socioeconomic status, had equal access to education and the opportunity to succeed. It wasn't just about providing financial support, but about giving these students the tools and resources they needed to thrive in a world that often made it difficult for them to even get a foot in the door. The response to this program was overwhelming. We received so many messages from students who were grateful for the chance to pursue their dreams, knowing that they wouldn't be held back by their financial situations. It was incredibly rewarding to see the difference we were making in people's lives, and it motivated us to keep pushing forward, to keep working toward a more inclusive and equitable society. This was the kind of society I wanted to help build, a society where everyone, regardless of their background, had the opportunity to succeed. I wanted to create a world where people weren't judged by their circumstances, but were given a fair shot at achieving their goals. We weren't just building a business, we were building a future for the next generation. One where equality and opportunity were the cornerstones of success. As we continued to grow, it became clear to me that this was the path I was meant to take. While Felix's journey was one of struggle and failure, mine was one of determination and success. I had learned so much from the past, from the mistakes and setbacks, and I was determined to use that knowledge to make a positive impact on the world. I didn't just want to build a successful business, I wanted to build something that would last, something that would leave a legacy of hope and opportunity for future generations. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.